Warning. This program contains strong language, auditory violence, and mental nudity. It is intended only for mature audiences. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to your uncensored home for World of Warcraft news and opinions. This is Unshackled Fury.
Summer vacation has ended, and the visions are getting stronger as the kickoff season for the War Within finally begins. So welcome back for episode 149 of your uncensored home for World of Warcraft news and opinions, Unshackled Fury. I'm your host, Berzerker, and while Mr. Corden is laid up for a spell, I have brought in the heavy artillery to talk about one of the most important pre-patches of all time. From Live Laugh Lore, Dungeon Fables, and D&D sessions near you, she is the Colorado Colossus, the Lord of Lore, and a friend to you and me. Welcome back, Allie. How are you, my friend?
That was one of the best intros I've heard in a long time. That was amazing. Thank you.
Well, of course, you're you're one of the VIPs around here, so we gotta we gotta do it right.
I'm at the VIP table.
You are at the Crystal table now by extension. I don't know. You're probably in it now. I'm probably stepping out of it. Like, you know, when you come back from break.
I'm still on the other side of the rope. I'm at the rope, but I'm still on the other side of the rope.
Out of sight, out of mind. It's been 2 months, and they're like, "Who? Well, are you still doing this? Oh God!" You know, and let's see if it's like I said.
It's summer break in between expansions. It's a thing. It's fine.
Well, as I joked about right before we recorded, you know, maybe I'm about to put a stick in my spokes here and just fall right on my face trying to remember how to ride a bike. But we'll see how we do here. How are things on the Live Laugh Lore front? What are you up to over there these days?
Well, both of us play Warcraft Rumble a lot, so there's been a lot of that. I know I've been doing a lot of remix because it's just mindless fun. And I took a little bit of a break back in the days, like towards the end of Kata, and came back like halfway-ish, 3/4 of the way through Pandaria. So I missed a lot of Mom. So it's been kind of fun to kind of go through it again and just to feel epic playing a warrior.
Yeah. See,
as you know.
This is why you get to come back.
Yeah, just a warrior. Ali Morgan kicking ass, taking names as a Kultiran, because that's just
beautiful.
Just adds an extra level of awesome.
Yes.
And I just transmog a couple axes in there, so it really just feels real good right now.
That is ultimate brutality. Just
it's amazing.
Big ass swinging axes. That's it. That's how
I was doing swords for a while, and that was cool. But then I had to bring in like my D&D character bit and go with the axes. It was, they're both good. It's both good.
It works. They die.
Yeah.
You live. That's. You can't top that.
Lots of damage. Like I know once the characters go back to live and we're done with the remix and stuff, it's not going to feel quite as like epic and amazing. But I think I'm still going to enjoy my warrior. I think I'm going to be bringing her along for a while.
There you go.
Not my main because I still have to heal, but definitely like one of my main alts, if you will.
There's a reason why the warrior is available to everyone because it is the best, and
it's pretty great.
I know I'm biased, but that's how we do. Some will say because it requires no intelligence to either play or gear, and that is true. We are. Listen, I'm not playing it because I'm the smartest guy in the world or the best player of all time. So
you're playing for that charge, man. That charge is. I understand now why you want the headbutt. Like that charge is just so satisfying.
Like
I love it.
Imagine.
So good.
I'm gonna hold Ian to this forever. From that one time I got to talk to him, and just imagine if you could just this
It'd be so good.
Just right at the crown of the head, right against someone's nose. I'm telling you, you go do that to
work.
somebody in the grocery store. I mean, you'll get arrested, but I mean, if you ever did it to somebody, Man, you would see it's damage, man. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna hold on to
good.
that forever.
Yep.
Well, good. You and Jen, of course, rocking and rolling over at Live Laugh Floor. It's one of, if not the best, World of Warcraft podcasts out there. And
thank you.
You all have been kicking ass for a number of years now, and picking up steam, and you're growing a hell of a community out there. And you know, it's. I'm not gonna lie. There's a piece of me that's a little jealous. It's a little jealous. Like, I wish I was that awesome, but then I realize how much work it is, and I go, oh wait.
I don't know how Jen's still putting up with me at this point, but it's been a lot of fun. We're still having a great time, and now that we're kind of, content creation can be a little tricky in between expansions and during lulls, but we've made it through.
Yep.
And we're coming out the other side here in a little bit, and we're kind of getting to that really exciting time. So there's lots of good things coming up to speculate and laugh about and have a good time.
This is the best time, and
it is.
You know, before I went on break, right, I talked about how, you know, you need that time away. You need to take that break. And, you know, for myself, having like a solid 2 months, really, where I wasn't reading any news. I took Twitter off my phone. You know, I kind of stayed away. I got to see awesome people like yourself in person.
Right. It was an awesome lunch.
We actually
Thank you again.
We did all get together for lunch here in Sacramento, and had a little barbecue and a little drinky poo. And
yeah, that was great. We went to San Francisco for our anniversary, and you know, it's not too far of a drive from Sacramento. So we're like, yeah, let's go see. Jen met us out there, and all of us, my husband, had a good old time. San Francisco traffic made us pretty late, but we got there eventually.
I was gonna say, you know, as the what do they say? As the crow flies, it's not very far. You know, it's an hour, 20, hour 30 to Sacramento from San Francisco. But every bit of traffic, like, just exponentially adds time on, so it can be like a crazy long time to get here and back.
That was an experience.
Yeah, getting here and back can be something. But yeah, having time away, seeing, you know, friends like you, and you know, having that space, that break, because I know for myself as a content creator, I have a very bad habit of getting caught up in the like emotional knee-jerk reaction to, like, when something happens, like there is now a void that must be filled, and I have to like get some kind of attention. And we see this in our space all the time, and I joke about it here, about, you know, something happens, they announce something, you know, whether it's in the VIP club or whether it's, you know, out on Twitter or whatever, and immediately you see people jumping in to fill that void of like, I'm the most excited. No, I'm the most excited. No, I'm the most excited. And it's like,
it's crazy.
Jesus Christ. Like, I mean, it's cool, but I'm not that excited. But I guess if I don't say anything, then it's like, oh, I don't really care. So there's just this energy, right, that you need space away from, I think, to be sane and to stay above that corrosive anger that can kind of develop when you're like, you just get resentful of the whole community and the whole thing. So I find that I need a break. And so
absolutely. It helps with burnout too.
Yeah.
Because content creation isn't, you know, I mean, for some people, I'm sure it is easy, but sometimes, you know, it takes a lot of energy and mental bandwidth and can, you know, zap your batteries. So having that time away, it's good to recharge. It's important.
And you know, it's not your full-time job, not my full-time job. Like, I have a full-time job. This is just like the fun extra shit, and it takes time, you know, to do your notes and to develop stuff and to work it into the family schedule. And like right now, I have to get this done. This podcast, you and I are recording, I have to get this done between like this very small window, because as soon as we're done with this, I gotta go take a shower, get ready, go to my wife's birthday party at her parents' house. Right.
And I'm running off to go see. We're gonna go take my mom and my sister out for dinner. Like,
there you go.
Yeah.
See, it's just, you're trying to find these windows. That's why I joke about all the time with Jez. It's like every time he and I are actually able to get together and make that window work, like every one of these is a work of art, because it's just, it's hard to schedule and get all this shit done. And so, you know, you need a break from that. And summertime was a perfect time. Like we talked about, you know, whether it's getting out and traveling, you know, for yourself, coming down here, for me, taking the great tour of the West, going up the coast, up to Portland, and across Idaho and into Wyoming, and then back down through Salt Lake and Nevada, and seeing a lot of the West, and putting
That's awesome.
Yeah, about almost 3,000 miles on in about 8 days.
That's not a small amount of miles.
It was a haul, but we did good. We had fun. Saw some amazing stuff. Met some great people. Everyone's super nice. I don't know if it's just because I'm white, but everybody was super nice to me and my family, and we had a good time. Other than the fact it was hotter than shit everywhere we went.
Yeah.
But it's good to get out and see the world, touch grass, as we're always told.
Good job. Good job touching grass.
Thank you. I did. I touched grasses in like 7 states. It was awesome, and I had actual legitimate barbecue in the little sliver of Montana that you go through in order to get to Yellowstone from Idaho. It was pretty nice.
Was it good barbecue?
Did
it pass your test?
I always like getting barbecue at real barbecue places because now I have to compare it to like what I make. And like, is this better? Is this whatever? And when you've got your family going, I think yours is better than this, then you feel like you've accomplished something. You're like, all right, maybe I do have some good recipes down. Maybe I do have some idea what I'm doing back there in that backyard besides just fucking around and wasting rub and sauce and time.
The pictures always look amazing. I'm always like, I need to go to Berzerkers. Barbecue.
Yeah, one of these days we'll have to do like Berzerker Con, and I'll just cook up a bunch of meats. And,
yes.
Go to the park by my house or something.
So there.
Get yelled at by the county sheriff or something. So
there we go.
Moving on. It's good to be back. Happy to be back. We got a lot going on. I feel somewhat recharged, not as much as I thought, because I think it's just I had so much going on that I didn't really get as much of that battery filled back up in truth, but really pumped to be getting into the new expansion cycle and all of the news therein, because we need a distraction from the world now more than ever, and I don't care where in any spectrum you sit. I think we all can agree on that one simple fact.
Yep. So true.
So to kick us off of this new era, I have a phenomenal metal album of the week, and some metalheads may disagree with this choice, but I'll explain. So for you this week, I have one of the seminal, quintessential, greatest albums of the 80s, early 80s, in fact, from the English rock band Def Leppard. Like, what? I have for you Pyromania. Came out January 20th, 1983. So we're going back. This is an old one. This one's almost as old as me now. And you're like, well, Def Leppard, they're not heavy metal. Listen, they have heavy metal roots. If you listen,
it counts.
If you listen to their earlier work, this is only the 3rd album. If you go back just a little bit, definitely heavier. This one they lightened it up a bit. But from front to back, this is one of the few like complete albums in my mind that you can listen to front to back, and it's got everything that you could possibly want in music of this time. You got Rock Till You Drop, which is an essential opening track. Like, it's just the way it comes in, and it's got like the synthesizer keyboard thing. And yeah, I know it's the 80s, bro. Just deal with it. Photograph, Too Late for Love, Foolin', Rock of Ages, which they made a goddamn Broadway show.
Yeah.
Called Rock of Ages.
That's a good one. Yeah.
So, there you have it. This was one that I don't know. Just for some reason, I was thinking about Def Leppard the other day. I was like, man, I haven't listened to in a long time. Pyromania, that's a goddamn good album. And then Hysteria, which I think is the follow-up album, also front to back, phenomenal. That's a phenomenal album. So, I don't know, Allie, does Def Leppard rate for you at all in the pantheon of rock music?
I kind of, I guess. I mean, I've definitely have spent time listening to playing Def Leppard back in the day, and admittedly it's been a while, and I don't think I've actually listened to any of their albums like front to back. So maybe that'll be what I do this week while I'm working.
Pyromania.
Check out this. There we go. Okay.
Pyromania.
Okay, I'll do it. I'll do it.
That's where it's at. All right. Well, got a lot to get to, but first, I have a road trip inspired raid segment that it won't take long. I promise, folks. We'll get to the good stuff. But I just it's a public service announcement that needs to happen. Let's get into it. Let's rage. So as I said, 3,000 miles nearly in like 8 days. I was on the road. Like it was like 50 hours plus. Like
it's a lot
of road time.
Yeah.
And in that time I saw big hills, little hills, flat plains, lots of nothing, mountains, streams, valleys, redwoods the size of skyscrapers. I saw it all. I also saw a lot of bad drivers. A lot of bad drivers between Wyoming and here and back. A lot of bad drivers. And I want everybody to be aware when you're on the road, and you're going up a hill, up a mountainside, up on any incline. Usually there's more than one lane in your direction. There are even signs sometimes that will say slow traffic to the right in the slow lane. But oh no, we got too many people out there. Too many. We got little old ladies, little old dudes, middle-aged dudes, middle-aged ladies. We got people of all ages and stripes not moving over. And let me tell you something. When you've got a fully loaded 4Runner that is at the top gear, man, trying to climb a mountainside, and I lose all the momentum because somebody can't get out of the way, it is a killer on my transmission, on my engine, and on my heart as I am trying to climb. And I'm like, please, dear God, don't let anything happen. And all of a sudden I have to go, and I got to drop all the way back to like 40 miles an hour, and I'm just crawling all the rest of the way up. So please, if you are climbing a mountain in a car, in a vehicle, in a motorhome, especially, get the fuck out of the way and move over to the right-hand lane. Slow traffic.
Drives me crazy.
To the right.
Yep.
Unbelievable. And you live in a mountainous territory. You know all about this.
Yeah, drives me crazy. Or even the mountains, or if I go down to New Mexico to see my grandma, like it's so frustrating, especially like situations like that. Or when you have two semis who decide that they're gonna, try to pass each other. It's
1 mile an hour difference.
Like, you are in the way. Get the F out of here. No, I hate you.
So this is
it's so frustrating.
So this is just a public service announcement. Once again, this has nothing to do with Warcraft. This is just my own personal gripe. That please be courteous to other drivers on the road, because it just makes the trip a whole lot smoother and less likely that I'm gonna like blow up my tranny. So thank you, appreciate it. All right, well, let's get to the good stuff. We got War Within prepatch and a bunch of other good news to talk about. So let's jump into that. Now, every time I go on break, I swear to God I'm going to change that sounder, but then I never do. I'm just lazy that way. All right, so War Within. Now we did get into the official War Within era once we had like the alpha and the beta and all that kind of stuff. But now it's real because as this podcast drops on Monday the 22nd, tomorrow 23rd, prepatch launches, and the War Within expansion really begins in earnest at that point. We're fully turning the page from Dragonflight over to War Within, and with that we do have a bunch of stuff coming. One big item in particular that everybody's talking about. So here today we're going to talk about what's coming and a little bit about what's not. So just so everybody's aware, because it's not always the same. But the big, shiny, brand new feature that you will not be able to escape from, that will be right in your face pretty much as soon as you log in, it sounds like. Warbands. the Warband feature, which is, I don't know, I would say all-encompassing. Is that about right? It's pretty, pretty big. Pretty big.
It's huge. It's game-changing huge.
Game-changing huge. That's probably the best way to put it. It's not not player housing, which again I don't give a shit about, but everybody else seems to want it. But this, as I understand it, is like about as close as we may get in terms of all of these things being intertwined. So the top line for Warbands is when you log in. There's two parts here. When you log in, and if you've seen any kind of news or Twitter, or you've looked on the beta, you know what this is there's going to be some sort of a scene, like a foresty woodland scene there, and you'll have 4 characters that you can place in that scene. So like your top 4, and they'll be in that scene there, and you'll see them, and you can move them around, and you can, I don't know, put all your transmog together and make a scene, put a fashion show together. I don't know. You can have those 4 doing stuff right there. But the Warband is not just those 4. Those are just the 4 that you're going to have on screen. The Warband is every character you have in that region. Everything. All of them. Across all factions, all realms, every character you got, as long as it's within the same region, will be part of your Warband. Is this the Holy Grail? Is this the account-wide status that everybody's been seeking all this time?
It feels like it. It's especially when you come down to things like being able to share a bank with everyone, being able to give other tunes transmog. Like, for anyone who plays alts, cares about alts, chases achievements and collections and whatnot, or just want to make the game easier to tell like what alt has done what, like it's just going to be so much easier now. And for a lot of people, especially the bank, like that's just to be able to put all your stuff across all your tunes in one place and grab them. And it's, people have been wanting this game to be more alt friendly for a long time. And they've been making some slow, changes over time, just like kind of slowly rolling things out. But this is like this is the big deal. We are arriving at what is the most alt-friendly thing ever, and it's phenomenal.
Yeah, you talked about the Warband Bank. That's probably as good a place to start as any. So the Warband Bank is, to break it down a little bit here, within your Warbands, you'll have Renown, the bank, achievements, collections, transmog, like all this stuff shared across all your characters. Now, there's going to be some exceptions. There's exceptions to every rule. Just calm down. If don't, like, oh, this wasn't this one. Okay, it's not going to be every single thing everywhere all the time. Just it's going to be a lot of stuff, not everything. So let's just bear that in mind. With the bank, I've seen some people reference the bank as a new gold sink. Well, here's why they might say that is. There are 5 tabs in the new Warband Bank that you will have access to. And each tab will have 98 slots. A lot of stuff. The first tab costs you 1,000 gold. No problem. I'm pretty sure you could come up with that nowadays.
Easy.
That's just change in the couch.
Yeah.
Second tab, 25,000 gold. Not insignificant, but still pretty attainable. I think these days. Third tab, gonna ratchet it up a little bit. 100,000 gold. Now, that's again, it's starting to climb. You might have to do a few quests, maybe sell a kidney or 2. Then we get up to the 4th tab. I mean, you can survive on 1 kidney, I guess. 4th tab, 500,000 gold. That's, I mean,
that one hurts.
I'm gonna do some quick math here because I don't do math. That's why I have a budget office where I work. Let's see, 98 times 4. So that's 392 tabs, or 392 slots available with 4 bank tabs. I mean, that's a lot of crap. But should you need more, and if you are like Daddy Warbucks out here, the 5th tab will cost you 2.5 million gold.
I don't think I will ever have that.
That is a significant jump from 500,000 to 2.5 million. That is big. So if you are like a super alt collector, and I guess you come by this cash across all your tunes and everything, then maybe this is more attainable. You just have that much crap and you need it. But for the Warband Bank, that is what it will cost for you to open up all of those tabs. Any non-soul-bound item can be deposited. You can use it like a reagent bank. So you dump all your materials and stuff in there, and then you go back out and you need to craft some stuff. Boom. Easy. That, to me, that's the big one, since I'm terrible about, hey, my DK is my miner and my warrior is my blacksmith, and I need to like get stuff shipped across and I can't remember or do it right. So I mean, my dumbass make great use of that. So I'm sure somebody that knows what they're doing and is trying to make money will. There will be a, quote, warbanding together quest line once you get in. And what that will do is it will reward you a personal portal to your Warband bank that you'll have available, I think, as a toy. And for 10 minutes, you'll have access to your Warband bank, and it's a 4-hour cooldown. So if you're out in the middle of the world and you're like, oh, I need this thing, boom, drop it in. Make it happen.
That's awesome.
That is pretty.
And
awesome.
if you don't have that up, you can still go like wherever you go to your bank now. Apparently, you're going to be able to get there then. But yeah, when you're out in the middle of nowhere, it's just, that's so nice.
That's what they said. Do you find that you need this much? Now we've had a regular, backpack with all the bags and all this shit in there. And then we got void storage, which, if anybody remembers, that there is void storage out there that is still there. And I've like
a little limited in what you put in there, but it's still there.
It's still there, and it is limited. And I think I've got some like deep cold storage shit down in there from when like way back. I've forgotten what's even in there. I just remembered that as we're looking at this. I'm like, I still got storage back there somewhere with some old crap that I probably made. And I'm like, I probably have the appearance for this now, and I can just let it go. Or it is the actual physical item that I made, and even though it is digital, I still want to keep it. That doesn't make any sense, but none of this is. It's a fantasy world, folks. Let it go. So you have that, and then we got these little reagent like mini backpacks that we can put all these materials in as you're getting them. It's become so convoluted in my mind in terms of all of the different storage spaces that we have, that this feels like a nice solution in terms of, let's dump all the real usable, actionable stuff into one spot, and that way it frees up bag space for the individual characters.
I'm so happy.
Are you a pack rat?
I am a pack rat, and sometimes it's legit, because it's, reagents or it's stuff that I will get to eventually. And then I became an adult and had to do adulting and still haven't gotten to. And other things that were more like, someone gifted to me, it's sentimental. I want to keep it.
Yeah.
And then you have the lore nerds like me who have collected the different books you can get and game and collect. And I still go back and read them and refer to them and that kind of thing. And so they are taking up so much freaking space in my bags. I am one of the people that was pulling for some kind of library tab or something like that.
Yeah.
So at least I will have one tab in this Warband. This all just, it's my library. Like, it is, I'm going to put the icon as a book, and so all my books are going to be there, and I'm going to save so much space. I'm so excited. So excited.
That's a good way to do that.
Yeah. And it's nice too, because you can definitely, they've set it up where you can actually organize it how you want to organize it. Put the different icons there. You want to put it on there, make it more based on expansion, make based on reagent. Like you got all of that, and you can also transfer currencies to other members of your warband.
Yep.
You can pull gold out of there. Like it's what a lot of people have been asking for a long time. So this is fantastic. Very happy with this.
Yeah, I think we're gonna end up getting like Void Warbank. Midnight.
What would we do with the Void Warbank? I don't know what this is, but I'm here for it.
More storage, because we already have Void storage. I mean, we're about to get in a war with the Void, and we're storing our most valuable crap with them already. How does that work?
I mean, technically, it's with an ethereal, so maybe it's okay. It's just called void storage.
When we get those playable ethereals, we're gonna get a refund. Listen,
It's not free to store stuff in there either, which is kind of annoying.
and it like takes off all your enchants, right?
Oh, I forgot. Does it? I forgot about that.
It like
I
takes
just know
off
it costs
all your
money every time you're putting money stuff in there, and it's annoying.
stuff. They're setting us up. I'm telling you. Anyway, Warband Bank, huge feature. It's gonna be very useful for all of us. And just a quick reminder, something that Blizzard did put out is that the first time you log in, come pre-patch, there might be a queue, and it could take up to 20 minutes to process your warband, like all together, all your stuff cross-moginating. So just be patient and don't blow them up.
Cross-moginating?
Yeah.
I like this.
Yeah, don't blow up customer service like I don't see it. Just turn it on. Go watch.
Go get a drink.
Go get a drink. Go watch like an episode of Blue's Clues or whatever it is you're doing, and then come back, and it'll be fine. Or Bluey.
Blue's Clues.
I
Yep.
don't know.
Nope, Blue's Clues.
This is what we put on for our dog when we're out of the house. We're like leave like Bluey on and Paw Patrol.
I've heard they've actually like controlled the colors and stuff in Bluey to something that dogs can see, and apparently it's a thing, and dogs really like it.
I don't know. Odin seems to be digging it. Anyway.
All right.
So talked a little bit about the gear that you can put in. So you can deposit non-soul-bound items into this Warbound bank. But along with kind of that general theme, there is a new type of item that is going to be dropping now called Warbound Until Equipped, which has a great little acronym of WUE, which to me looks like wee. So any kind of wee gear that you
I'm
get.
gonna hear that now every time I see that.
Yeah, sorry.
Thanks.
Sorry, folks. Blame me.
Wee.
Wee. Oh, look. Wee gear. Hooray. Look at that. And it comes
That's
from
amazing.
raids, dungeons, and delves. So anytime you get some wee gear from one of these places, this is something new that's coming in this pre-patch.
Yep.
And then be advised as well is that this gear that's going to drop will be at a lower level than what you are currently at. So again, to your point, Ali, about building up your alts. This is as somebody who primarily mains one character, there's like so much about the Warbound and Warband system that I will not really be able to take full advantage of, but recognizing I am in the minority on this. This is fantastic because trying to get your alts up to level, right? That's always been the complaint. Long time complaint is, hey, I got to do all the rep grind again. I got to do all the level grind again. I got to get gear. I got to do all this stuff. I've already seen this. This is kind of ridiculous. So on top of that, whenever you are questing, the first time that you complete a quest, not only will you get rep and only rep that one time, because now rep is going to be shared across your warband. You will also get bonus rewards. And so we've talked about how you may get an extra piece of gear or something like that, which you can feed to your alts. So as you're questing, you'll be able to drop that stuff, I assume, into your war bank, transfer them out, so when you get your DK that you make mine and not do anything else for an entire expansion, but sit in one hut for 2 years, he'll be ready to go with some gear. Fantastic. Looking forward to that. But of course, Ali, we cannot talk about gear without talking about the number one thing that gear is really for.
Transmog.
Transmog. Correct.
I wish they had done this forever ago.
So tell the fine folks, what is this? What is it that they are doing?
Well, now, say, because I main a priest, I go run old raids occasionally for collections and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And I get a really cool piece of plate gear that I would like to share with a plate tune, especially now I've got this warrior, lots of plate gear.
Mm-hmm.
I got my DK that is one of my alts I always bring along with me.
Yep.
And I would love to give it to them, but no, it's soul bound to me on my priest. So it gets vendored and it's so sad. Not anymore. Nay. You can still vendor it, totally fine. But you actually get to collect that appearance for your warband. So
That's right.
you collect it on, you say your priest, you go hop on your DK or your warrior or whoever, and they can use that appearance, which is so good. Even gray items on
Yes.
alpha and beta, I've been questing and stuff on my priest, sell the item, and then you get the little normal pop-up of, blah, blah, blah gear is now in your appearances. Hooray.
Mm-hmm.
And you get that. I mean, we just vendor it. Like, it's so good. It makes me so happy. I wish I'd done this a long time ago.
Yeah.
But it's great. So good.
I was confused because for the longest time, I thought that they were doing this already to some degree, but I guess I didn't really realize that they were not. And if you happen to be listening to this before the pre-patch drops, so like the 30 hours before that happens, and you go out and you're like, ooh, I'm gonna go farm some stuff right now, hold on to that until the patch actually drops. I have a crap ton of gear sitting in my bags right now because I did do a run just a couple days ago. What's the freaking Legion one?
There's a few Legion ones. Tumas Sargeras,
thank you. And
you're welcome.
there's a bunch of great paladin gear that I've got sitting in my bags, and some other stuff that priests, I don't know what they do, but other gear that's sitting in there, because once that patch comes in, it'll convert all that stuff over to your warband. So if you happen to have gear sitting around, hold on to it, don't get rid of it. But yes, that is the big kind of transmog piece that we have here, is that any character can collect nearly any appearance, with some exceptions being like class specific things that you have to turn in or do some stuff for. So again, there's exceptions to every rule, don't kill me. There's a few things, there's still some limitations that apply. All of the, you can transmog, like I still can't transmog a one-hand for a two-hand weapon, even though some of these one-handers are big as two-handers. I don't get it, but anyway.
Right.
That stuff still applies. This is just about collection. This is not so much about application. You don't have to equip an item to learn it, which kind of cool. As soon as you get it, boom, it's in. Fantastic. One of the questions I had is, okay, well, let's say I'm running something with a group of people I don't know, which is probably going to be more often these days. And there's a piece of gear and it's a plate. I'm like, ooh, clearly that's a warrior. And then other people, maybe not plate, are getting to roll on it for transmog. I was like, hey, I want to roll for it on transmog. That, I don't know how I feel about that. Well, if you are rolling for transmog against somebody else on a type of armor or weaponry that is yours, you actually have advantage on that roll. So
that makes a lot of sense. I've been wishing for a while now that we literally just had a transmog roll button. Yeah. And that it worked, because like it still feels, maybe that's just me, but I still feel like it's kind of funky when you can do like the greed and like how that might get priority over transmog and vice versa. Like it just, it's a system that still feels like it needs to be worked out a little bit more.
Yeah.
I think that's good to hear though, and I think that makes sense.
Seeing the drop rate in real time, I think, will inform them. All right, we have so many millions of rolls and transactions. How is that fair? Is that percentage too high, too low, whatever? I'm sure there'll be some little tweaks.
Yeah.
I guess over time, but yeah,
that's how these things go, right? When they roll out something big, they don't roll out everything they're planning, right? Like they do it and roll out some of it, get the feedback, work out the kinks, maybe down the road roll out some more, that kind of thing. And this could be one of those things.
And they've been pretty upfront about that. Like in reading about their, if you just go on their own news posts that World of Warcraft puts up themselves, so you don't have to go to Wowhead for everything. You can actually just go to World of Warcraft's own goddamn website and read the news straight from the horse's mouth. Reputations is actually a good example of this, where they've said that some will convert once your warband is live, some of your reputations will convert to an account-wide, whoever's the highest, whatever the highest level you've attained on any character for a certain reputation, that's now your warband. Some reputations will not convert to warband for, I think they said, fantasy reasons, like your covenants. Yeah, remember covenants?
Okay, yeah, I guess.
And the Winterpelt Furbolg, because they said that it wouldn't make sense because it's a language-related thing for if one character learned that language, like the rest of the warband wouldn't necessarily know that, I guess is what they're trying to say. Although I would say, I don't know, when they're sitting in the little campfire scene, maybe they're teaching each other.
I'm sorry, if Tauren rogues make sense now, like
it's all on the table now. You done crossed the Rubicon or whatever.
Just I understand, as someone obviously who loves the lore and story, and I'm here for it.
Mm-hmm.
I get that, and I want to be enveloped in the story and feeling it and that kind of thing. But at the same time, we are reaching a point where most of these things are no longer about the character, and it's about the player behind the character.
Yeah.
And we're all aging. A lot of us are getting older, and life has changed since we started the game back in the day, right?
It's true.
And I feel like you just you're helping us out, and thank you. You're doing a good job. Just keep it up and do more things. Thanks.
That's right. My pharmacy load continues to grow as I get older, and it's a reminder that I am no longer the 26-year-old that I was when I first started playing this game. Yeah. So reputations. Some of them will be count-wide warbands. Some will not. They have said that it will expand into more reputations. Some of the older ones are taking more time to convert. So like you mentioned, they'll continue to work on this. It'll take some more time to get done. So just be patient with that. But the rewards will be shared across the warband, which I think is great, because you farm the shit out of something and you need the gear, the enchant or whatever it was we've done all over the years for these things. It will be available to the other characters, which is great as well.
And I think that helps, especially with alts and professions. For example, one of my alts I usually bring up is a mage, who is my dual crafter. And a lot of the recipes, at least in Dragonflight, were behind reputations, but I didn't have the time or desire to grind up those reputations. And yes, like having account-wide tokens helped.
Mm-hmm.
But not having to do it at all, that's even better.
Even better. Listen, we're getting older. We're running out of time is what we're saying here. So we only have so much time left, and we can't spend it grinding things we already did. So,
true.
I think that's the message here on this episode. One more thing about warbands are achievements. So a little bit of a split hair here, but I'll see if I can break this down. So all achievements are warband achievements, all right? However, not all of them are shared progress-wise across every character. So there'll be like an updated achievement points list, and you'll have all of these things tied together under one banner. But they specifically called out like Insane in the Membrane and Gladiator as character-specific achievements that were hard because it was just one character, and so they're going to continue to limit it just to the one that did whatever the thing was. So the achievements will be a little bit of everything, a little mix and match. You killed so many on one thing, or you collected so many on one thing, or you completed so many on one thing. Those I think will continue to mesh and meld and help you fill out the achievements, but character specific ones that were super hard, sounds like those will continue to be
special ones.
Yeah, special ones.
Sense.
Exceptions.
I'm okay with
rule.
that, I think.
Yeah,
that's true.
So, Allie, guest, hosts extraordinaire, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being this is a piece of shit, 10 being this is the greatest thing I've ever seen, and I almost pee myself in excitement every time I think about it. 1 to 10, how excited are you about warbands?
I'm at 11.
Oh shit.
We're past the 10. I'm at 11.
Uh-oh.
No, I everything about this makes me so happy.
Awesome.
Like, I have, we have 4 for our character select screen, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have my main, my priest, and I have 3 alts that I always bring with me. my DK, my blood DK specifically, my mage, and my OG, my rogue, my dwarf rogue Alejandrus.
Nice.
And I always bring them with me. And I just, when you create these characters, sometimes, at least for myself, I put a little bit of myself into each of these characters.
Of course, absolutely.
So seeing them all like sitting around a campfire together, just, it's gonna make me so happy. It's just like, I'm easily amused. A lot of people know this about me, but it's just one of those like little things. It's gonna make me happy every single time I log and see that, and it makes me happy.
Are you going to coordinate your transmog?
Probably not. They each have their own look, their own personality, their own bits of me I put into them, so they're not going to coordinate. I mean, occasionally maybe, but I doubt that. But between that, and especially that and the bank, I'm desperate for those bank slots.
I think everybody is.
It's been a long time organizing a lot of things after tomorrow, but I'm so happy about this. How are you feeling on a scale of 1 to 10?
I'm probably about a 6.
All right, that's fair.
I'm not an altaholic, and it's not really for me in that way. And that's fine, totally fine. I understand that this is a quality of life, a huge quality of life improvement, and that there will be other things that are coming, like the scene itself, like the little campfire scene. There will be more scenes. Like if I could get one,
I'm excited.
I think everybody wants Grizzly Hills. Like,
yes,
you get one at Grizzly Hills. Maybe I can get one in Ice Crown Citadel. Maybe I can get one somewhere in Elwyn. Maybe I can get someone. Get somewhere in where else do I want to go? I'm all old school, right? So Dalaran. Maybe like a little hut somewhere off on the edge of town. That kind of thing, chasing after that sort of stuff, I think is kind of neat. And I believe
that'll be really cool.
Somewhere they've talked about specific Warband currency that'll have its own little unique icon, and so you'll collect those relative to collecting things for your Warband. So stuff like that, I think, would be kind of fun. Chasing after those sorts of things. I, for the life of me, cannot decide who my 4 are going to be, because of course. The warrior Berzerker, that's number 1. I mean, there's no question about that. But I've got my DK, who I've changed races and names a couple times. I'm not even sure what he is right now. But the DK, the paladin, the paladin, who I think is a Draenei now.
Nice.
But then the 4th, I'm not really sure. It could be the druid Berzerker, because
that's a good name.
Yeah, when I was leveling him up some expansions ago, I did actually have a lot of fun. That was fun. I just haven't gotten back around to it. So that he's got a good kit. He's like a one-eyed night elf druid, and he looks all badassery, and that's a good character. I like that one. But
love it. That's good.
That could be the top 4. That could be the big 4. I just
So I wish it was 5, because now I want to get my warrior in there, because we've bonded. We got a special thing going on now. So now that's gonna be tricky. But I think 4, it makes sense.
Warriors are used to being the redheaded stepchildren. It's okay. That's all right. I'm happy to sit idly by until it's time to be called into action, and then we'll just use that rage to fulfill our need for destruction. That's just kind of how it works. So that is the Warband in a nutshell. Big account-wide to do, and they are going to continue to add and shape and do different things to it. Remember, it's kind of like Transmog itself, or the Trading Post, or any one of these big features that they add in. This is just the beginning, and they're going to refine, they're going to tweak, they're going to add, give feedback. If something is fucked up, please let them know.
Yes,
so they can
absolutely.
fix it. They are actually listening to feedback these days. By evidence, apparently they're changing the login screen, because people didn't like the one that was in the beta for War Within.
I mean, it didn't bother me, but there was a huge outcry about that.
Apparently so. People didn't like the non-outdoor scene, and so now we're going to get an outdoor scene of some type. Nobody knows exactly what it looks like yet, but they're listening to feedback. Again, just further evidence. They're trying to give the players what they want, and that's great. So we'll see how it plays out. I'm sure it's going to be very popular. I'm sure people are going to find reasons to bitch and complain about it, but
always.
That's the nature of our community and any gaming community, I think. But overall, this looks like a solid addition, something people have really wanted. I think as we add more scenes, to me, that's going to be more fun as the customization amongst that crew. You know, I think that'll be fun. But along with the Warbands, that's not the only thing. There's like other shit happening with this pre-patch. We're going to get a new quest line. And all that they've said about it that I can see is it's just the Visions of Azeroth, which I'm pretty sure I believe that this is tied to the visions that like Thrall and Anduin and everybody else have been talking about, like, oh, was seeing shit. Any level 70. So if you're maxed out and you completed the final Dragonflight quest line, you can start this. And I guess you'll know if you did that because you'll either have the quest when you log in or you won't. In which case you can go look back and see what you forgot. God, I hope I did it. They said that this is also only the first part of the Visions of Azeroth quest line. So this looks like it's going to be going on for maybe a little while. Maybe this is what leads us into the, actual early stages. We know Dalaran's going to be destroyed and there's going to be a whole battle and a big ass thing. So maybe this, kind of leads us into that event. But for the lore junkie attached here today, can you give us an idea of what you think we can, or what you might expect will happen with this Visions of Azeroth?
Wow. Well, it feels like this first bit that's coming out is, I think, mostly go around and kill things. And they're supposed to be, the Visions of Azeroth are going to be visions of the past, right? So I know a couple of them. I know.
Well, that's the Radiant Echoes pre-patch of
the Radiant Echoes, yeah.
This is different. This is like a standalone quest line.
Right, for the second part, yeah. It's going to have to be whatever brings Dalaran down, because we don't know. We just don't know. Like, even when you play in the alpha and the beta, you get a rough idea what have happened, but we don't really know. So my guess is Xal'atath shenanigans are going to happen when we get this special quest line, whatever it is, and it's going to anger me. And because of the result of what happens.
It's bad. It's bad.
Yeah. It's not good. Not happy about it.
It's bad.
And it's going to be probably based on, a lot of the baddies and what our first raid is going to be. There's probably going to be some Nerubians involved.
Uh-oh.
Is my guess. And it's not going to be good.
Yeah, if you like riding around Dalaran, now's the time.
Go take some screenshots. I was going through. So in Remix, I was doing the part where you get a lot of the Horde versus Alliance stuff, like Lion's Landing, and at one point you head back to Dalaran with Anduin to try to convince Jaina to calm down and sort things out and whatnot, and not try to kill all the Horde and commit genocide, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's this part where if you can convince her to be a little more neutral, you get this dramatic cinematic very, very briefly, and she's talking about, how Dalaran is the hope of things, and I'm like, oh, this feels different now.
Now, to be fair, it's been destroyed before. Like,
it has.
Because Archimonde did destroy it, decades ago. So it has been rebuilt. Remember that big hole in the ground that, we have out there?
Crater.
Big crater, right? And so they, uprooted whatever it was, and that's why it's been floating around and doing its whole thing. So it has been destroyed before, but it also sounds like we're losing our dude, Mr. Dadgar.
I didn't know if you wanted to say that or not, so I was trying to avoid it.
It's what it appears. We don't know. We don't know
we don't know the outcome.
We don't know the outcome. It just
there are
looks
NPCs
bad.
that say that we don't know, but it's not. It's not looking good. I'm not happy about it, and emotions.
I feel the same way as like before the Broken Shore, where I'm like, it kind of sounds like Varian might die. I don't know that he is. I'm trying to avoid any hint of that. I mean, I know how it looks. It doesn't look good, but maybe
it's not looking good.
Maybe they're just trying to swerve me, and then and I don't, it's more about that, actually, surprisingly, in a little bit.
Granted, I really like Xal'atath. Granted, I'm a priest, so I spent a lot of time with Xal'atath. And I think she's gonna be a great baddie.
Yeah.
But man, if she kills Khadgar, we're gonna have words, and I'm gonna stop transmogging into her.
It makes you care. You know,
Right?
It's if I've learned anything from all my years of watching pro wrestling, it's that you have to make the audience care about what's going on by having some
That's
confrontation that you buy into, right? That like, if these two characters don't like each other, you may or may not care. But if you've been given a reason to hate one of these two and watch this battle play out, then you're invested. That's what makes a good story, right? It's like, I want to see good triumph over evil, or maybe evil triumph over good if you have that persuasion. But you know, it's, you want to see that outcome, right? So if you you know, befell one of our favorites, well, then like Gul'dan, I want to see you die many times,
Right.
many times, and it's still not enough times. But we'll get there. So yes, Visions of Azeroth questline, and then yes, the pre-patch event, which the Radiant Echoes pre-patch event, you're going to be seeing these, I don't know, memories of events past, bad guys that you've killed.
Lich King, Onyxia. I think Hogger might have been one of them.
Yeah, there's I'm looking at him. Ragnaros. You know, there's a Ragnaros something
right.
in here. You'll be able to collect residual memories. These are currencies that you can trade in for all kinds of stuff. You know, gear, catch-up gear. I think there's some Alliance and Horde only mounts. There are some pets. There's a bunch of stuff. So it's pretty typical pre-patch events. They are getting a little routine.
It is.
Maybe.
And I do agree. I mean, okay, yes, this is happening. We can't change this is happening. I do like, though, that the timing of it, the first, and I forget, because I just watched this interview the other day, and it was Maria Hamilton talking about it, and I forget what she said, the timing of the cycle of when these Radiant Echoes are up,
It's
right?
going to change.
Yeah, it's going to change. Like, at first, it's going to be like every hour and a half for the first week or something, and then like going down to an hour, and then like the third week's gonna be half an hour, which is great because if you think about it, you know, there's people who are still playing or might be coming back now, but the people are coming back quicker, you know, right before the expansion. It gives them more time to just really get in there and get their stuff done, since they'll be up more often, which is nice.
Yeah, there will be 4 stages between 3 zones,
right?
And like you said, first week every 90 minutes, second week every 60 minutes, third and fourth week every 30 minutes. So the second half of this, it's just going to be just banging away,
ramping up.
So you will be defeating congealed memories, they're calling them. So you're going to, you know, go
congealed.
after these
What a great word.
memories. It's like, is that like Slimer plasma? Is that what I'm looking at? Congealed memories? You slime me. And then you'll eventually fight one of the big baddies, the Lich King in Dragonblight, Onyxia in Dustwallow Marsh, or it's called the Fire Lord, but I'm like, it's Ragnaros in Searing Gorse. So those would be one of the big 3. And then after you've defeated them, you can still, you know, kill little baddies and get your congealed memories and continue to work on your rewards. The big one for me being the Remembered Golden Griffin, I guess, which will be kind of like one of these spooky looking griffin, for 20,000 memories, residual memories. Remembered Wind Rider for the Horde, for same 20,000. And then there's a bag and a bunch of pets and some other crap, and an heirloom ring. Everybody loves heirloom rings. So that is the pre-patch event. And then there'll be, like I said, the questing that goes on in the middle of this to get us to when War Within actually launches. But one more big piece, the pre-patch. Skyriding. So no longer dragon riding. Now we just call it skyriding because it's not just for dragons anymore. Now it's pretty much the vast majority of your flying mounts. Again, exceptions to every rule. It's not every single one. They're going to continue to work on them. Don't shoot me. So most flying mounts will be able to sky rides with dragon riding, and now you'll have, you know, the tree and all the skills, and you'll be able to zoom around on basically all your favorite flying mounts at crazy speeds around Azeroth. I mean, we knew it was going to stay, and this was the best thing that they've added in God knows how long. I mean, I'd say that this is even better than any Warband feature, but skyriding versus steady flight. So those are your 2. Now with skyriding, you have to like actively pay attention to, like, I'm going down, and I'm going up, and I'm going na. With steady flight, you know, you can pop up and just kind of hover. Yeah, you can hover there if you want, because sometimes I like to just hover over Stormwind and watch the sun go down, and it's kind of nice. I don't want to. Are you ever gonna steady fly again, or is it all skyriding for you all the time now?
It's probably gonna be all skyriding because I've been such a big fan of it, and I do think steady riding has its or steady flight, whatever it's called, has its place, because especially if you know you got a long flight ahead of you, and it's still a direct route and it's quicker than taking the flight master, but you want to go make a sandwich or go whatever.
Yep.
So it is nice to have them. Like you said, sometimes it is nice to be able to hover, but I'm such a fan of skywriting that I will just go find somewhere to land. It's fine. I don't care. Skywriting is great.
Pretty. Time Lost Proto Drake. It's gonna get a hell of a workout now, because it's been kind of chilling for a while, and it's still my favorite mount of all time, and I'm really excited to bust out.
I went through just last night or the night before, whatever. I went through my list of favorited ones and kind of changed some things. I have to tell you all, some of the mounts are really work very smoothly and fantastically for skywriting.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are a little awkward, and if you're like me, kind of silly, and especially if you're easily amused. For example, what is it called? The brain with the tentacles that you can have 5 players in.
Oh yeah.
You have to go remember that.
Yeah,
I forget that one's called. Hive mind. The tentacles, the way they wiggle when you're skywriting, it's really funny. Highly recommend you do anything with tentacles like that. It's really funny. Please go check it out because it's pretty great. But it's awesome.
Ugh.
I'm very happy with this.
No tentacles for me, but thank you. I'll just stick with leathery wings and robots and whatever else I got.
There you go.
I didn't get that mount anyway. It was too much work. I love the Secrets Discord. Good for you for doing that.
Right. It was a lot of work, a lot of guides, because that was definitely not. That was
not an easy one.
Without the guides, I don't think I could have gotten it.
Yeah, that was good for you. Look at you.
Yeah.
See, that's why you're a real leader amongst the community. I'm just watching. So along with all of this stuff, you might be thinking, okay, well, anything else? Well, Earth and Allied Race, you gotta wait. And new zones, you gotta wait. So
yeah,
sometimes we've gotten a little bit of that early. No, gonna have to wait because the Earthen are part of the storyline, so you have to get into the War Within first. So a couple major chunks there that you won't be able to get coming tomorrow. But otherwise, all that great stuff. You can get out there, farm your ass off for transmog, and just start blowing that up. I know for myself, I'm very curious to see what achievements look like in terms of which ones I might be closer to certain things based on activity across my now Warband. And also deciding who that fourth, this is going to be Berzerker, I'm pretty sure. Who that fourth character is going to be. But then, all right, so we got a month basically of pre-patch. And so get out there, enjoy it, do your thing, get your congealed memories, and your mounts, and your pets, and all your stuff, and have fun, and get ready, and clear your banks, and organize your shit. Because then the War Within actually does launch. We did get a launch date while I was out. August 22nd for the early folks. And I know there's some consternation about this. Yes, I did get an epic code from Blizzard. They did give me one. They were very generous in doing so. So I secured the fact that I will be in early and I will be playing early, and I'm taking, I think, the 23rd off. So Rommel and I could level that day. Might be the 22nd and the 23rd. I can't remember exactly, but yes, I am taking time off because that's what I do. And everybody else, all the plebes, I guess, no, you're just as valid as everybody else.
Gosh.
August 26th is like the broad full release of the expansion. So it'll be a bit of an experiment. We'll see, people freaking out like, oh, there's going to be all this head start and the bank and the auction house and people doing race for world first. And I have a feeling it's all going to amount to nothing. It's just some people are going to get the level first. And if there aren't achievements tied, like a count, like the realm first, I did this. That's the only thing I could see. We're like, now you are kind of fucking people over. But
like I could see some, especially for those who are big into, for example, professions. I can see that it being a bit of an issue.
Yeah.
Especially like professions in the auction house and stuff. But
Mhm.
they're not, I mean, if I remember right, the dungeons aren't going to be in yet until the 26th.
There's a bunch of stuff that they're not
There's not going to
opening
be a
up.
vault. Yeah. Like so it's not going to be as bad as I think some people initially thought.
I think it's more
And
about
yeah.
the principle.
Yeah. And I think that's what it comes down to. Like for some people, they see it as pay to win and that kind of thing. And that's never seen as a good thing.
I get it. I'm not saying
Yeah.
it's invalid. At the end of the day, though, I think these days are going to pass and we're going to be in the expansion and no one's going to think about it twice. It's like, remember when people were freaking out about the portals in the portal room? No, because nobody thinks about that anymore amongst the other million controversies we've had that everybody has forgotten because it doesn't really matter in the end. It's okay.
Yeah.
So if you got early access, 22nd, if not 26th, either way, once that week comes, we'll see everybody there and it's going to be an awesome time. I don't know. Pretty sure we'll have at least 2 shows between now and then. And people are pretty well versed, I think, longtime listeners on my traditions in terms of leveling and whatnot. Do you have any pre-X-Pack or pre-launch traditions or leveling traditions in a new expansion?
I usually just level on my own at my own pace because I read everything, and now that I'm doing the solar podcast, I'll be taking notes as I go along and recording things and screenshots and all that jazz. So honestly, it does take me a little bit to level because of it, right? Absolutely, huge nerd. I own up to that. Then I've got guildies that are like, "Come on, Allie, we need you to heal this and that and the other." I'm like, but it's a story.
I'm reading a book. God damn it, leave me alone.
So yeah, and I mean, some of it is also, the things like going through and refavoriting different mounts to change things up.
Yep.
Which I've already done. So check. Organizing the bags, which will probably be a full day endeavor.
Yep.
After tomorrow.
Yep.
And then, but I'll have some time during the pre-patch, and then it'll just be getting ready to, have, the game on one screen, Google Docs on the other screen, and just get ready for my notes and just kind of go at my own pace and do my thing and have fun with it.
Do you start with a certain, like, this is the transmog I'm going to level? Like, this is like my character as they head into this expansion. This is their transmog. Do you do anything like that?
I usually do something.
Okay. It's
usually something very casual or pirate themed.
Shocking.
I know, right?
This, what an exclusive for this podcast. My God. Shocking.
I know. It is shocking. Or Gilnean. There's, the Gilnean transmog's pretty decent too. So it really just depends.
I miss
and then
Warbands.
as it goes, I miss it too. But then as we go along, it's kind of fun just to see like what my transmog comes into. So then I won't transmog again until I hit 70 sometimes, just to see what the outfits have done, what clown attire has come together.
Oh my
right?
God. It's true. It's true. Yeah, I got a pretty solid like alliance transmog, and I'm gonna be rolling with. I might tweak it a little bit, but I always try to have something where I'm like, yes, I'll save this. This is what we're doing.
Feel epic going into it.
That's right. Like I am
it.
making a stamp on this new land. God damn it. So that is your rundown of pre-patch and then your launch dates for the War Within, and hope everybody enjoys that and have a good time, and we'll see what tweaks come up and how successful all this is on a much wider release. There's always unexpected twists and turns. If they have to keep servers down for a little bit longer, please be patient. Please be kind to these people. Dear Jesus, they are working so hard to get us all this stuff, and I cannot imagine the technological complexity.
Yeah,
to bring this
I would
to
say
us.
If you're planning some days off, keep in mind like especially the 22nd, it may not be up until later in the day, and it may not be smooth. Same thing the 26th. Like maybe think about that when you plan your days off. Maybe you don't do the 26th. Maybe do the 27th or whatever it is. Like
just be cool.
Something to keep in mind.
Just be cool. That's it.
Be chill.
All right. Well, outside of that, we did have a couple other things I wanted to talk about here as we're moving along. One big departure that happened right basically as I was going on vacation, but wanted to wait for this one, is John Haidt.
Yeah, that's a sad one.
Yeah, ran into him at BlizzCon, right? Super nice to me. Took some photos with him. Him and Holly, super nice to me. He was a general manager of the Warcraft franchise. He left on June 13th. And it was one of these, leaving it in good hands and we're in a good spot and it's a good time for me to leave and yada yada. And then just announced a few days ago, it was on July 18th, that he is now the president of Wizards of the Coast and Digital Gaming, overseeing strategy for Magic the Gathering, Dungeons and Dragons, and digital games. So, nice pickup for Hasbro.
For sure.
Good for them. But I was kind of surprised by this one. I felt like he was a good fit, never seemed to have any controversy. Maybe they hit it well, but I was surprised by this one.
Yeah, I've always liked John. I love how, for a while he wasn't really making much of a public appearance.
Mm-mm.
And then all of a sudden, like, he started doing more here and there. And I love, in the beginning, he was so awkward that it was cute. And I really liked him because I would absolutely be awkward. And so I really liked him from the beginning when he started doing all the more public. And he's, we kind of saw him kind of get more comfortable with it and a slightly less awkward, but he was still just always seemed chill and down to earth and
one of us,
caring and passionate. Yeah, one of us. And so I did not see this one coming. And it's a good game for Hasbro, but it's sad to see him go.
Yeah, you never know what the real story is, and I hate here comes this conspiracy. No conspiracies. It's just when things are going well, people don't usually bail out. And so with Warcraft being in the best position it's been in a pretty long time, kind of surprised to see him move on. Although I imagine that the pace and the churn and the pressure and all of that has got to be pretty intense and could burn anyone out. And I could get that. You came out of Shadowlands, you got Dragonflight out, that was a hit. War Within's looking good. You're like, all right, you know what? I've done my duty. It's time to maybe do something else.
Yeah, and they've been working on the saga probably for a little while. So for all we know behind the scenes, maybe it's pretty far along and like the initial planning steps that he will be involved in. And maybe it's at a good time for him to leave. And I was a teacher for 13 years in early childhood, and by then I was done. I needed a change. I was burned out. Yeah. And that happens. Like, even when you're at a good job, sometimes you just need a change. So it's hard to know if it's issues with Microsoft and conspiracies and whatnot, or if it was more Saga's in a good place, or maybe he just personally just needed something different. We don't know.
Nope. We don't. I just assume this is the further consolidation of the Chris Metzen power structure, as he continues to reintegrate and take over. That's just my hope. All of this is really just designed. So he gets so big that eventually we have to run into him somewhere, and not just next to him in a urinal.
Right.
Which I didn't even get that. It almost happened. It did not, as we well know.
I remember this story.
Yeah, I did not get my my pee time.
So sad.
This is a true story. Every time I use a urinal for the rest of my life, I always think about that moment. It's just like, it's one of those things. It's like, when you see a thing or smell a thing or taste a thing or do a thing, it's just like, there's just these memories. Every time I use a urinal in a men's room, I'm like, Chris Metzen, I could have had my moment. Like, hey, buddy. Nope.
I'm gonna laugh if you ever have a chance to really sit down with him and you tell him that story.
That one of the
please tell me.
Top 3 days of my life, right there. Yes, I'm sure he would be incredibly made to feel awkward about that moment, and I'd never get to see him again, and security would throw me out. But I'd have that one moment. Just that one.
There you go.
There you go. So yeah, big news there, and we wish John well. I thought he was great. I'd be curious to see who steps in. If they, I assume they're going to have to backfill some other general manager, or they just continue to expand Holly's duties because she's great and I can just give it to her. I don't know. Seems like a lot for one person, but we'll see. With you, the one half of the super powerhouse of Live Laugh Lore, I could not have you on the show without talking about, and I'm holding it up here, even though none of y'all can see this, the World of Warcraft Chronicle Volume 4. Now he's holding up her copy with all kinds of notes in it. Love these Chronicle books. Number one, just because they're like the I don't know, official in quotes, but they're like the official record of what happened. And for instance, like who actually went through a raid, who actually conquered something, like, because Horde and Alliance were both doing the same thing. Who actually came out? So it's kind of setting the story straight, or trying to, because there's always inconsistencies and things that people get all pissy about. Well, I'm gonna get pissy about something this time. So I finally get to do this. Yes. So this book, it covers a lot. It covers basically the time frame from Mists of Pandaria to Shadowlands. That's a lot of goddamn lore.
It feels like, compared to the other ones, like I haven't actually held them side by side to see if it's actually thicker or not. But
they're the same size.
It seems like is it?
They're the same thickness, but it just feels like there's a lot being covered in here, more than the other ones. I will say that I put them all on my bookshelf side by side, and all four are the same. But Mist through Shadowlands, that's a lot of shit.
That is.
But the thing about these, right, is that they're intended to provide, if they can, clarity on certain events and individuals. Like, did some certain individual die during a raid? No, they were banished back to a shadow realm, or they escaped somewhere, or no, they actually did die, or whatever it was. So there was one particular incident that I was hoping it would shed some light on. I have my copy right here.
What page are you looking at?
This is page 214, the page of the top of page 214. This is about what happened to Anduin when we went to Zereth Mortis, and we remember that raid. We went in there.
Oh yes, I do.
And we had to fight him at Domination's Grasp. Remember, he was going to pull out the big thing, and if you all recall, there was a cinematic that happened there that is also called back to in the War Within intro cinematic of Anduin, and he's in that moment. He's about to be taken by Kingsmorn. His soul is being sucked in by domination magic, and something happened. You all remember what happened? That's right. He saw Varian, right? And he saw some other guy, some other orc.
Some other guy.
He has a name. That's so mean. I shouldn't do it. Saurfang. Yeah.
Saurfang was pretty great.
Saurfang was pretty great.
In the end.
He sees them, right, and it helps pull him out and yada yada. And so we had thought, like, okay, what is that? Like, are they like their souls intertwined with Charlemagne? Like, what is finally, because we didn't see Varian in the Shadowlands. I don't know where he went. I've heard people trying to tell me that like his soul was exploded by Gul'dan, and I've never seen that confirmed. So I don't believe that. I believe his soul is still somewhere in that cosmos somewhere. And I was like, all right, well, now I've seen it. Somehow it's tied to Charlemagne. I feel good about that. But let me read to you this passage here in this volume 4 of this chronicle here. It says, as Anduin used Kingsmorn, I probably should use like a reading voice, huh?
Do it.
As Anduin used Kingsmorn to release domination magic upon his friends, the Morn Blade began pulling Anduin's soul into it. Such was the fate of all who wielded the jailer's Morn Blades. All seemed lost. Then, as it had on the broken shore, the light sent Anduin a vision. He was not alone. The two who had last wielded Charlemagne nobly stood beside him. His father, Varian, and the orc, Varrock Saurfang. This reminder of valor and honor gave Anduin the strength to resist the jailer, long enough to separate the single Kingsmorn into the two swords that had originally been combined to create Charlemagne. You're telling me that wasn't really Varian? That was just some bullshit vision from the light? Terrible. Who would do such a thing? I read that and I couldn't believe it. You completely dogged me. You dogged my boy. You couldn't even give me that. So now I'm still wondering, where is Varian? He's lost in the afterlife. I still need, this is going to be my quest when I'm done. That's what my character, instead of being like Sylvanas going down in the maw and saving souls, I'm going to be out there looking for Varian. That is Berzerker's retirement. That's what I'm doing. Because I thought that was some part of his soul and Saurfang's soul that had like somehow come out to give him strength? No, it was the light. Like, all right, well, so it wasn't really him, which also kind of puts that cinematic for the War Within into an interesting context there, because then that moment where Anduin's having that sort of PTSD response, that's the light that sent him that to help him. So I don't know.
And that'll be interesting too, because like, and I won't go into details obviously, but we've seen that he struggles with his connection with the light in the trailer. I could share it, that doesn't magically fix itself as we start the expansion, right? So that definitely is something that comes up multiple times during questing. And so it's interesting that they are clarifying that in here now. And I wonder if that's something he is going to learn, or if he realizes that it was the light.
I don't know if he knows that. Because
and it's also it's go ahead.
I was gonna say, because there he is in that moment, right? And this is the moment that is essentially the fixed point in time that he is hearkening back to in that cinematic, I think, amongst other things, but it's the single strongest moment where he was about to annihilate all his friends.
Right.
And it's the thing where, what he's done is unforgivable, and there's no light in me. And the light came to him to help break him out of that moment. So it has to be with him. Like, it was there to save him, but now it's not. So maybe he doesn't realize, maybe he just doesn't know what that is, because he, not going to have the clarity that we have of this outside book.
Right.
So
well, there's been a lot of debate still on, because it was said in the past that the chronicles were written from the perspective of the Titans.
Yes.
They've been called unreliable narrators, that kind of thing. And I don't know if that was ever cleared up, and if that's still a thing that comes into play with this chronicle.
I don't know.
I feel like it's been something that's been discussed. Did Chris come back and say that?
No, I think it was Denuser.
It was Denuser who originally said that it was from the perspective of the Titans and unreliable narrators and whatnot. So I just don't know if that's something that they are sticking with this chronicle. I've not heard personally.
They always have to give themselves out. Like, there has to be wiggle room, because this is my central question to you is, this is your jam. This is right in your wheelhouse. The lore people, this is you. So I know that you've read part of this, and there has been already a swell of controversy about the reordering of patches and how things actually unfolded according to the official Chronicle record, and what happened to certain people and all this jam. What's your experience been like, I suppose, with Chronicle Volume 4 so far? So
far, to be honest, I've only read the Miss of Pandaria part,
which is a lot.
There's a lot. That's the full. Each expansion is a chapter, right? So it was still a lot. I didn't get a chance to read as much as I would have liked. But so far, I've made a couple little notes here and there, but there hasn't been anything like mind-blowing or anything like that yet. A couple like little discussion points, but that's it. I still have a lot of this to go. I've seen some other people bring up some things here and there. There was especially one part involving Thrall and something that got clarified with him. I won't spoil it for anyone.
No, throw it out. Spoiler. Spoiler alert.
You've been warned. Okay. And I can pull it up if I have to, because Jen posted it in the Discord. But apparently, when everyone's like, oh, Thrall cheated in the Makara and stuff, there's proof in this that he did not cheat.
Oh.
So there's some things like that. And I have seen some comments about the reordering of events and that kind of thing in Shadowlands. I'm curious about that, because Shadowlands was a different kind of expansion, and I still to this day want to know how much COVID impacted it.
So
and
much.
What could have been, right? And so I'm very curious. I'm glad this goes up through Shadowlands, because I feel like there's a lot I want to know still. So I'm excited to continue diving into this, and I'm glad it's here, and I can't wait to get into the rest.
The art in these books is
so good.
Some of the best. When it comes to World of Warcraft, some of the best art you can see is in these Chronicle books. There are some pieces in here that if they were made available in some commercial capacity, I would probably buy at least a couple of them because they are phenomenal. There's even one with Sylvanas I would buy.
That's saying a lot, man.
That's how good it is. Actually, there's two. There's one of her and Tyrande fighting, and there's the one where she shoots at the jailer. And
that is a good one.
The art pieces for both of those are fucking stunning. Yeah. So, if nothing else, the Chronicle books are good to flesh out your general knowledge of the storyline and what's happened, and to give some fresh perspective on that, to enjoy some beautiful artwork that they've put together relative to each of the expansions that they cover. And, Mists to Warlords to Legion to Battle for Azeroth to Shadowlands, it covers, this one covers a lot. And some of the things they explain, like at Mr. Pandaria, I think they reorder how the order in which some of the raids happen, if I understand it correctly. So it may play out a little differently than you might remember, and that's okay. It's what it is. It's a video game, and they're making a book. Relax. But overall, I always enjoy them. I think they're fun. If you need the deep dive, go listen to Live, Laugh, Lore. You're not going to get it here, but you get it over there. And they're good people, so you should listen to them.
Thank you.
All right. I was going to cover the July trading post ratings, but I know we're running a little bit long here. So here's what I'm going to say about the July trading post ratings. The only thing you really need to know. They finally did it. The thing that I've been waiting for freaking years, it seems like now, is they've been adding those shoulder capes.
Yeah.
Of different colors. Looking pretty good. They finally added the blue ones that are like the Arthasy looking ones.
Yeah.
And a cowl and a scarf and a cape and a whole thing that like goes with it. So I am rocking the shit out of that right now. And that is, if I had to give it a rating, right? Let's see.
That's what I'm talking about. That's why he's there than me. That's why he's the GOAT. The GOAT.
Those are badass. You got to get those. Now there's
really cool looking.
There's some kind of a bug mount.
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
I'll give you that one too. Then don't ever buy that. There's also Blub.
That's what I'm talking about. That's why he's there than me. That's why he's the GOAT. The GOAT.
It's a little fish pet.
That's cool.
They're fun.
Yeah.
So, what you got to do? You got to get out there. Get your trading post going. So, there's some good ones. There's some good. There's like a diver set. It's pretty good. There's some other things.
Pretty cool. I did get and this is another example of where Blizzard listened to the community. The Deep Sea Treasure Pack. That little clam with the little mini aquarium inside it, right?
Yes.
In the back. The version is going to be 800 tenders, and the community went nuts. And Blizzard's like, all right, calm down, everyone. We'll knock it down. It's all right. Calm down. Got knocked him down to like 300, I think.
There it is.
And I'm absolutely rocking that right now with the combination of some of the beachwear stuff from June. Those two together, fantastic. So much fun.
Nice. I totally missed June, so I don't know. I guess I'll have to see.
I'll come around again.
Yeah, I have a feeling I'll see it again.
Yeah.
So those are your very brief trading post ratings. I just wanted to get a couple of those out the door because the next episode's going to be in August, and then we'll have a whole new trading post, and I'll get to do whatever I want to do. And again, I'm not taking credit for this, but I really wish Blizzard would go back to posting the posts about what was in the trading post with the pictures, so I don't have to like log in and see everything. But private content creator lament. All right. I think we've done enough damage for one episode. And for those who don't already know, where can the good people find you on the internet, Allie?
Well, you can hear me every week on Live, Laugh, Lore with my buddy Jin over there, where we talk about the lore and story of Warcraft and have multiple laughs and shenanigans. You can find me on Twitter at AleandrasK. Blue Sky at Aleandras, I believe. And yeah. Doing my thing here and there, hanging out.
There you have it. Well, appreciate you coming on and hanging out with me on this super huge pre-patch extravaganza we got going on, because this is a big one. So thank you for coming and hanging out with me. And
it was awesome. Thanks for asking.
Always a pleasure. And my thanks to all of you for listening. And remember, you can always follow me and this show on Twitter at Berzerker Rage and Unshackled_Fury, on Blue Sky at Berzerker and Unshackled Fury, as well as on Twitch at Unshackled Fury and Real Berzerker. And now that I say that out loud, maybe we should do like a live pre-expansion show.
Do it.
Thinking about
Do
that.
it.
We'll see what Jez is up to. You can also join our Discord, links for which are in the profile of the show on Twitter and on our bonus roll page. Feel free to contact the show with your questions, comments, or otherwise through any of those resources or unshackledfury.com. And you can find this show wherever you get your podcasts. So once again, thank you for listening. Remember to keep your swords wet and your banners high, and we'll see you next time. Farewell.